Are you looking to inspire your magical practice? I've chosen 7 witchcraft books, each one to inspire in a very different and unique way. So no matter what kind of inspiration you're looking for, I think you'll find it in one of these books at least. Hey there, I'm Hexa, and this is Natural Witchery. I will list all of the books down below in the description box. They are Amazon links. I make some teeny tiny amount of money off of them. But I do want to say this. If you have a local bookstore, a local metaphysical bookstore, or a local bookstore, I encourage you to buy from them, to keep your dollars in your community, to keep those stores going and support your local craftspeople. If not, look online and get them used as well. The more we reduce, reuse, and recycle, the more we save our planet. So, I love books. I am not a Kindle reader. Maybe some of you are. It doesn't work for me. And I feel guilty about buying books sometimes, but that's why I try to buy used books so that I feel a little bit better about my purchases. We're here in my spirit room today because I wanted to be able to put the camera over the table and show you the insides of some of these books. Each one of these I've chosen because they inspire me in a certain direction in my magical practice. So stick around and comment below if you have these books or if you have other suggestions for people in each one of these areas of witchcraft practice. The first book I want to share is The Witch's Shield by Christopher Penczak. I chose this book because if you are a witchcraft practitioner, then hopefully you know by now that being a witch or engaging in magical practice means engaging in personal work. And the subtitle on this one is Protection Magic and Psychic Defense. What I love about this book is it is about maintaining your personal space, maintaining your boundaries, understanding where you start and other people begin. I think one of the biggest takeaways from this book, if you read it, is that protection magic is not so much about keeping people out, but keeping your own integrity and checking in regularly. One of the things I love about this book is that it is not about a victim mentality. What I mean by that is that sometimes we can think like life is happening to me and it must be some kind of evil person or evil thing happening or coming from the outside. And really the truth is we're our own worst enemy. That's what I mean by doing the personal work. And he really, really emphasizes that in this book. Check in with yourself first. See if you are sabotaging yourself. Look to yourself first to clean up your energy before you look outside of yourself. So this book is just great. If you haven't gotten into protection magic, this will really inspire you to think about your world in a very different way, to understand how you can set up boundaries, how you can create wards, all the different ways you can protect yourself, as well as different exercises that you can do. Christopher Penczak has an amazing witchcraft school. And one of the things he's really big on is developing the inner temple. I bought this book used, and it's actually signed by the author in 2005. That tells you how old this book is. And it came with a CD, yeah, good old-fashioned CD. You may buy them now and get a download instead, but this has the meditations on it so that you can take the journeys and do the work as you go through. There's different exercises and things that you can do. I'm going to just open up to the table of contents here really quickly. Chapter 1, Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Wolf? This is all about, is psychic attack real? Attracting attention, psychic dangers, out of bounds, balance protection. Chapter 2, Is there a witch doctor in the house? Symptoms of psychic or magical harm. Chapter 3, Psychic Hygiene. Chapter 4, Marked for Protection. How to do protection charms. How do protection charms work? Chapter 5, Becoming a Psychic Black Belt. Elemental Approach to Psychic Defense. I love this. So it's got all of that in there. This is a really great chapter. Chapter 6, Somebody's Watching Me. So this is all about kind of evoking different guardian spirits. Chapter 7, Banishings, Bindings, and Bottles. So this is really good. It's even got counter magic spells in here. And chapter 8, The Nature of True Evil and the Divine, which is Christopher Penczak's really deep. So it's a great book, The Witch's Shield. Trust me when I say this book will grow you. It will give you a new way to look at your practice and really invigorate you with fresh ideas for spells and personal work. Book number 2 is a fiction book, Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. This book is Harry Potter meets American folk magic. I really enjoyed this book. It inspired me, first of all, how lucky we are as women. It really reminded me about how far we've come as women in this society and how much we're privy to. And it was a great reminder of that. It's also very fanciful in that it is a little Harry Potter-esque with the spell work that's in it, but it's kind of based on folk magic. The idea that wisdom is passed down through generations through stories and nursery rhymes, and that there's greater meaning in life when we read between the lines. I was just really inspired by it. It's fun, it's fast-paced, it just kind of gets you going into a world. It's a story about 3 sisters who are in the United States, and it's during the suffrage movement. They come together in a city, they're drawn together again. It's about the power of 3. It's about an ancient spell being reborn. It's really fun. If you're looking for something to just kind of get you in that magical mood, and again, remind you that the life that we're living today is a privilege. The freedoms that we enjoy as women are really powerful, and to get you inspired to engage in that, and even engage in your own writing of spells. Like, there's a lot of writing of spells in this. And so I found it very inspiring in the wording to kind of pump up my spell writing practice in ways and just get really encouraged and inspired. Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. I think you'll really like it. Book 3 is for all of we green witches and those of you who consider yourself hearth witches. You know, we spend a lot of time in our home and our bodies are our temples, and so I really love this. The Big Book of Homemade Products for your skin health and home, and it's by Jan Berry. This book is lovely. Maybe you've been wanting to learn how to make your own products for your home. This is such an easy book, and it's just lovely. Look at, almost every page has these beautiful illustrations on them. The ingredients that she uses in here are super simple. You don't need a lot of expensive things or equipment. It's really easy. This book is so much fun, and if you want to just start learning how to do different body products, this is a great way to jump in there. She's got a getting started, some of the different things, the language. I have notes all the way through this book because I've done a lot of these recipes and I have changed them. I've added to them and changed them. So you've got getting started in natural home products, non-toxic herbal skincare, naturally soothing salves and balms, exotic body butters and lotion bars, easy all-natural creams and lotions, garden fresh bath bombs, soaks and salts, beautiful bath melts and scrubs, DIY lip care, luscious hair care, simple homemade soaps, herbal homemade remedies, non-toxic solutions for the home, all natural pet care. Believe me when I say this book will inspire you. And if you've fallen off on making your own products, there's just wonderful recipes in here. I make all my own lip balm for the whole year. I buy paper tubes so that I'm not putting plastic into our planet anymore. It's super easy. I do it all in one shot. Doesn't take me very long. It's like an hour tops. I make all the lip balm for the year for myself and my family. Lotions, simple soaps. You know, this is just so much fun, and it will get you feeling like witchy in your home, like you're really tapping into your green witch self and your natural ability to create, craft. You can actually speak spells over these as well if you want to. Get inspired. Book 4 is a memoir by Cauldron Fallingstar called Broth from the Cauldron. I chose this book because I feel like it inspires you that life is happening right now, that the magic is right now, that the seemingly difficult times, the happy times, the things that are happening in everyday life are the magic and are the lessons that make us the powerful people that we are. This is a great toilet book because you can set it out and just open up and read a little story from it. You can skip around. You don't have to read it in order. I will say there's one story in here that I do want to warn you. If you have sexual trauma as a child in here, there's one time that she talks briefly about that in a very gentle, non-direct way, but it could be triggering for you. So I do want to kind of put that out there for some of you because I don't want to send you into a bad place. I actually read Broth for the Cauldron over like a 3-month period. And again, it really just got my mind thinking about what is happening in my life. What is speaking to me? How am I learning from what I'm living? How is the goddess really showing me who I am through the experience that I'm living? And it kind of just tunes your lens to be like, wow, I am growing. I am learning. There is magic all around me. I just need to tune into it. So again, Broth from the Cauldron by Cauldron Falling Star. I think it's a great book and it's a super easy read. And again, something you could even read over 6 months, just story by story. Book 5. I chose this witchcraft book to really inspire your spellcrafting side of yourself and the folkloric witch within you. I have an old softcover version of this book, and I was really excited when I got a Witch's Moon box, and this was in it in hardback. It's The Magical Household by Scott Cunningham and David Harrington. Now, as we all know, Scott Cunningham, he died recently. Scott Cunningham and David Harrington, they're old writers. Even the font on it and the way it's done, you can see is kind of old school. What I love about this book is just how much folklore is in it. You can open up to some aspect of your house and read up on folklore from around the world. In the back, there's actually a pretty good bibliography. I do know that sometimes when we get into this kind of stuff, there isn't really any hardcore source material for it. So take it with a grain of salt. The idea is to get inspired and to look at the different folklores within. As you can see, it says spells and rituals for the home. So this is, again, it's hearth witchcraft, but there's a lot of crossover because like here's about thresholds. Man, my hands are so dirty from gardening. There's a lot in here, like each like stanza almost is a little something that you can do. And it's got cute illustrations throughout. It's got little incantations in it. And then each one is a different little bit of folklore, like a key placed in a cradle will lock the baby home so that it can't be stolen by fairies. So there's just jam-packed with stuff, and it will just inspire you. It'll inspire you to really bring magic into your home, to craft your own spells. There's the indoor garden. Fur, fins, and feathers. There's like animal magic. Your garden. There's just so much in here, and it's just fun to pick this up. I like to have this by my bed at times. So in the evening, I can just go ahead and pop it open and look at some cool little piece of folklore, and maybe it inspires me like, when was the last time I did my thresholds or my wards? When was the last time I walked the perimeter of my house? Maybe I need to do some psychic cleaning here, Anyway, I love this book. It's really cheap. You can buy this book used for a pittance. If you decide you like it, you can always buy the hardback version. Like I said, I got this through the Witch's Moon, and I highly recommend it. It is The Magical Household, Spells and Rituals for the Home by Scott Cunningham and David Harrington. Another fiction book right here, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. If you are in a place where you're wishing you had a different life, wondering how you got here again, maybe you're depressed, maybe you're feeling like just throwing in the towel, this book will remind you just how great your life is, just how important the choices you've made are, and how they've come out of what you need to see and be and do in order to be alive. It also is super inspiring to really enjoy the life you have and get conscious about the choices that you're making. It's not a magical spell book. It is an adventure in the Midnight Library, which is a place between life and death, where she gets to try on different lives that different unfoldings of her life. Like if she had made this choice way back when, what kind of life would she had? And she gets to go into those lives and experience them. I don't want to say any more than that, but this book is really it's a great read. It's a great read. It's really fun, and it will make you appreciate the life that you have and decide that, hey, right now is my magical moment. Right now is another moment for me to choose the life that I want to have and realize that nothing happens overnight. It would be nice if we could just click our fingers, right? But nothing happens overnight. Choices lead to lives in the future that unfold over time. And today you can make small choices that have big impacts on your life. So The Midnight Library by Matt Haig, really loved this read. Last but certainly not least, for those of you who are tarot readers, and I should do this one on my other channel, Tarot and Witchery. If you're looking to learn how to read oracle and tarot cards, you might want to check out my other channel. There's a link down below. But this one is called The Tarot Apothecary, and it's by Aylin E. Halverson. And the subtitle is Shifting Personal Energies Using Tarot, Aromatherapy, and Simple Everyday Rituals. This is a wonderful compendium. If you read tarot and you've been wanting to do more spell magic, wanting to work with the cards in order to shift your reality, this is so much fun. She has done an excellent job. I think she's an actual professional aromatherapist. And so she talks about the different oils that work with each one of the cards, not each one of the cards, I should say the major arcana and the queens in the court suits. Such a wonderful book. I'm trying to remember when this came out, but you'll see she has the Tarot Apothecary approach, the tarot archetypes. So she talks about the Queen's Council and she goes into each one of the queens. This is a really good chapter because she goes into the different teas that you can use and how each one of those queens helps you with the major arcana. Then she goes through the major arcana, and I'm going to here, I pulled right to it. Justice, that's my birth card. So she gives the message from Justice, and I really like this because it's in a I form. Here it says, I am Justice, I bring clarity, balance, and linear movement. This is now a time to put things in order and bring life into balance. When my energy encompasses you, there may be legal issues to work through or a business to put in order. Anyway, it goes on. So it kind of has that. Then it has the meanings. Then she has the energies of Justice or energy of the major arcana card. Then she's got the essential oil. She's got the element, the astrological, the scent description. And so this is really cool. So you've got these correspondences. So if you wanted to do some magical work or you're doing personal work, you can layer all of these elements into your spell. The downsides of Justice, and then support from the Council of Queens. This is super cool. I really love this aspect because if you're working with the major arcana, you could pull out that one major arcana card, and then you could pull out the queen that you think what you need in the moment to work with. So it goes through each queen and how she speaks to that card and how she counsels you when working through that archetypal energy. And then she's got companion cards. She goes into the power of numerology, the elemental energies and archetypes. And in part 2 of the book, this is the putting it all together, an introduction to essential oils, blending essential oils, adding crystals and gemstones to your cauldron, mantras, creating simple everyday rituals. And part 3 is what's next. And it talks about expanding kind of your thought process when it comes to your Tarot Apothecary approach. To me, the Tarot Apothecary is one of the best books out there for using the tarot in your magical practice for spell crafting. I really feel like this book here inspires you on how you can integrate the aspects of the major arcana and, like I said, the queens in there, and then just layer so many other aspects. And it's its own correspondence book, which is really, really cool. So if you are into tarot and you really want to bring the tarot into your magical practice, or maybe you're new to tarot, This actually would be a great way to dive into using tarot in your magical practice and in your spell crafting. If you made it to the end, give me a books emoji down below and let us know what kind of books you would recommend if you want to be inspired. Like maybe you have a book that really inspired you in some specific way. Please share that book, the author, and the way in which it inspired you, or just what you think about these books here. And if you're looking to be inspired with your spell crafting, check out this video here where I share my process with you. May you always allow your natural witchy self to come forward in the way that feels best to you in your heart.